When the bride walked down the aisle, holding her bouquet in one hand and desperately clutching her dress with the other, trying to keep it from falling apart, everyone knew something had gone terribly wrong. Her dream wedding had turned into a complete nightmare. And it was all because of what she did the night before. This is the true story of Pat, the most entitled bride you'll ever hear about. And trust me, what happened to her on her wedding day was absolutely deserved. Before we get into it, subscribe to Karma Chronicles because I post stories like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You won't want to miss how this ends. I've known Pat for decades. She was obsessed with having the perfect life. 5 kids, white picket fence, the whole fantasy. But Pat wasn't just a dreamer. She was a manipulative bully who used people to get what she wanted. I cut ties with her in college, but years later, she found me on Facebook. That's when the nightmare began. Pat had 5 kids and let them do whatever they wanted. She tried to force a relationship between me and her daughters, making them call me auntie. She'd show up at my house uninvited, call me constantly, and even started appearing at my job. Her kids were nightmares. During a party at my house, they ended up in my bedroom going through my things. When I tried to address it, Pat completely ignored me and asked if her kids could come use my pool. But the worst part? Pat was a thief. And so was her daughter, Casey. When my daughter turned 13, I gave her my grandmother's vintage ring to wear for her birthday week. It wasn't expensive, but it meant everything to us. My daughter became friends with Casey, Pat's 17-year-old daughter. One day, Casey asked to try on the ring and refused to give it back. Casey claimed she lost it, but then started wearing my daughter's ring to school. She even spread rumors that my daughter was trying to steal her ring. My daughter was devastated. I confronted Casey in the school parking lot. When I asked to see the ring, she froze and tried to make a fist. I grabbed her hand and slid the ring off. It had my grandmother's maiden name engraved inside. Pat's response? She said I was being overbearing and that she was trying to raise an assertive young woman. No apology, nothing. That's when I knew Pat and her family were thieves. But I had no idea she was about to steal something much bigger. Our friend Lena ran a charity that provided free wedding dresses to brides in need. Dresses came from donations, and beautiful ones were reused so multiple brides could enjoy them. Pat decided to renew her vows. She bullied another couple into giving up their wedding date, then negotiated a discount at the venue by promising to do maintenance work, which she never did. Then came the dress situation. There was a vintage dress, ankle length, white, covered in lace, that was already assigned to another bride. This bride was a fighter. She'd pulled herself out of welfare, earned her diploma, and was working as a nail technician. The wedding dress was supposed to be her reward, but Pat wanted that dress. When it was time to ship dresses out, Pat sent the wrong dress to the other bride. When confronted, Pat used the same strategy her daughter used with the ring. "This is my dress." The other bride was devastated. We scrambled to find her something else to wear. Pat took that dress, had it altered with extra beading, and dyed it cream. She thought she'd gotten away with it. She was wrong. The night before Pat's wedding, Lena and I snuck into the venue. All the wedding decor was already set up. Flowers everywhere, gorgeous arrangements. Pat's dress was hanging in the bridal suite. Lena unzipped the garment bag and confirmed it. Same dress, same tags, same identification numbers. She locked herself in a bathroom stall and completely cut out the back panel of the dress. Then, she carefully put it back on the hanger, zipped the bag, and we left. The next morning, Pat called me at 7 a.m, hysterical. Her dress was missing by half. She was crying, begging me to lend her my wedding dress. I said no. She asked me to help her find a dress. I reminded her that bridal shops were closed on Sundays, and the ones that were open were an hour away. Even if she found something, there wasn't enough time to get it fitted and steamed before the venue had to be cleared at noon. Pat called Lena in desperation. Lena brought her the most outdated, moss-smelling, oversized dress we had. Pat tried everything. She tried to wear her silk slip as a dress. It looked cheap. She tried to get her daughter Casey to give her her dress. Casey refused, asking if she was supposed to attend naked. Finally, Pat had no choice but to wear the horrible dress Lena brought. Pat walked down the aisle, holding her bouquet in one hand and desperately grabbing her dress with the other to keep it from dragging on the floor. The dress needed a petticoat it didn't have. The sleeves and neckline were puckered with pins. She looked uncomfortable, out of place, and miserable. The ceremony was awkward. Very few people attended, not because of the revenge, but because people were tired of her entitled behaviour. The reception was even worse. Pat had spent a fortune on decorations and cake, but she spent the entire time sulking in that awful dress. There was no first dance, no speech. She eventually changed into a t-shirt and leggings because the dress was too uncomfortable. Then, within 1 hour of the reception starting, she ordered the ushers to start folding chairs. She kicked everyone out. The cake was never cut. Her dream wedding, the one she bullied people for, the one she stole for, was a complete disaster. After the wedding, Pat wasn't the same. She stopped being loud. She avoided everyone. I think she was devastated that nobody ran to her rescue, not even her own family. Her husband Hank, whom she'd bullied for years, finally got therapy. He'd contemplated suicide after their third child because of her abuse. But therapy helped him find his strength. The last time Pat left with the kids, Hank didn't seem upset. He was riding his bike, mowing the lawn, doing things for himself. Eventually, he moved in with his parents and filed for divorce on grounds of emotional cruelty. Pat slowly disappeared from our community. She removed everyone from Facebook. She stopped showing up to events. So what do you think? Did Pat deserve what happened to her? Or did we take it too far? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, check out my last video about the web developer who destroyed his client's entire business with just 2 domain names. That revenge was absolutely brilliant. I'm Karma Chronicles, and remember, what goes around comes around.